Hello everyone to another episode of mine. Now I know that I said that I was going to have an intermission and that I was going to wait until I had super equipment and all that shebang, but unfortunately no super equipment is going to come anytime soon. The loan didn't exactly go well, so I'm just kind of stuck at the moment. So best thing for me to do is to go for older games and, record things about older games. So today we are going to do a Diablo 2 episode. Now, Diablo 2 is a game that I grew up with ever since I was teeny weeny. Diablo in general, really. My mom and my dad were huge fans of them. So they got them straight away, and I got to play them straight away. And then there was Diablo 2, and I was like, oh my god, it's so much better. Diablo 3, um, it's like it's a step forward when it comes to graphics, obviously, but I don't know. Everything else is just kind of they should have just kept it, the mechanism and the eeriness of everything and all that kind of the things that made Diablo unique. They should have kept those rather than thrown them out and made Diablo 3 just kind of a mixture of all the other copies of Diablo. I mean, Diablo was one of the first proper role-playing games out there, where you had all kinds of different, armors and things like that, and, WoW as well. And I mean, I don't know. And then all the other people that were like, oh, these games are really successful. We're gonna make them too, and they did. And some of them became successful, but then Blizzard, when they got Diablo 3, instead of keeping that originality where they're like, ha, we came up with this first, they like adopted so many. I don't know. They adopted so many different things from other games that were just simplified and just threw them in their game, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm a Diablo fan forever, so, I mean. But, yeah. Talking about it made me depressed, so let's just, not talk about it anymore. Diablo 3, it's great! It's a fantastic game. Okay, so, all of these, right? These are all the characters. Now, there is the Amazon, who's really badass. She's the one that I used all the time when I was a kid. I actually don't know how to use any of the other ones because this is the only one I ever played. The Assassin, very, very awesome character. I may not have played them, but I've seen how they work and their mechanics. They're very, very awesome. Necromancer, also pretty awesome. The Barbarian. The Paladin. And finally there is the Sorcerer. Or we pick the Druid. We're going to go from right to left. The Druid, commanding the forces of nature, he summons wild beasts and raging storms to his side. Okay, so we're going to have to pick a name for him. I don't know if you guys have seen Shannara Chronicles, but you know what? I mean, it's something that I'm rewatching now because I'm getting a friend of mine to watch it with me. And there's druids in there, and Alanon is pretty badass, so I'm just gonna call this guy Alanon. I hope that's how you spell it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. Okay. Now.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir. Okay, so this is Tristram. Now, those of you who have played Diablo 3 might remember the first town you come across, which is New Tristram. It's literally this place, except, a few years later, where it's actually gotten a bit better after this hero, or whatever hero it is you pick, actually saves the world from Diablo. So, boop, this is the map. This to get this out, that is, you press tab. You can, you know, turn it off or on, off or on, off or on, off or on. I prefer on, to be honest, because you can actually see where you're going. So yeah, you're the little blue cross, and everyone else is the little white cross, because, you know, they're, you know, not as special as you are, so they don't get to be blue. Yeah, when people want to talk to you, they do this very annoying thing where they just follow you around the place. And see, look. I'm gonna come over here, look at my stash. No, he's not coming over anymore. Asshole. Okay, so anyway, this is your private stash. The maximum gold that you can put in there would be Oh, this is gonna be bad now because I'm not good at reading long numbers. So that's 1,000. So that's 500,000. 2 million? Oh God, 2,500,000. Oh God, I hope I hope I said that right, or else this is gonna look really bad for me on YouTube. So then we will go through the little panel. So here, C for character, you get to see your strength, dexterity, vitality, and energy. Your strength would be attack damage. Dexterity influences your attack rating and defense. Your vitality influences your stamina and your life, and your energy influences your mana. Then you've got fire, cold, lightning, and poison resistance, which is affected by whatever it is that you wear. Now, as you can see, Elanon, or the Druid in this case, mainly has like the highest, you know, by default, the highest out of the 4 is vitality, because he relies more on spells and, you know, summonings and things like that. So he needs to stay, most of the time he would need to stay away from his enemies. Once you progress into the game, you will start relying a lot more on your spells than you will on your actual swords and all that. Obviously, that will depend also on how you're going to develop your character. I mean, the good thing about Diablo 2 is that what develops your character is not leveling up like in Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, once you level up, you unlock a number of abilities, and then, you know, the more you level up, the more runes you unlock, which makes the ability stronger or gives them different attributes, which I think it just takes away completely from the individuality that you can give to your character. You could have 3 druids, and yet each and every one of them could be completely different from the other. So mine, to be honest, I will prefer him relying on spells, because they're a lot more long range. They are going to take up a lot more space, which means that when you're surrounded by a fuckload of monsters, you know 100% you're going to get most of them straight away. So that's why I'm okay with relying mainly on his spells. So that's why as well, the way they made him by default, his dexterity and energy are also the second highest, because dexterity has to do with his defense and his attack rating, and the energy has to do with the mana, which is what you use to cast spells. Now, the next would be the inventory. So you press I for inventory. Here you've got whatever primary weapon you want, or you can put it on this side. It doesn't actually really matter if you want him to look left-handed or right-handed, you know, or can you even do that, or does it just... Nope, he's only right-handed, guys, sorry. Then here would be the armor, here would be the helmet, then there would be the gloves and the boots and the belt. Now, unlike Diablo 3, where all you do is, you know, put on these things and then that's it. They just give you attributes. The belt, it actually gives you extra spaces for your healing potions. So at the moment you only have 4 spaces, but the more you progress in the game, the better the belts that you come across, and you actually get to have actual more rows. I think the maximum of the rows would be 4 or 5. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's 4. Could be 5. I haven't played it in years. We'll find out. Here would go the 2 rings, and then here would go the amulet. Now amulets are just, ooh, I love amulets. Okay, so the next one here, well obviously here will be the gold, by the way, and if you press W or just click onto this, it'll swap weapons as well, which will also swap the abilities, which you will see in the future as we go on with the game. It'll actually swap with abilities as well. You get to pick abilities to go with certain weapons, and when you switch, it'll switch weapons and abilities. Let me see. T would be the skill tree. Now, the skill tree is another thing that makes your character super, super individual to just you. It just makes it personalized to just you. It's not like in Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, sorry, where, you know, like I said earlier, you just level up, you've got this amount, you know, of abilities, and you can go, oh, I'm just gonna pick this one, and then you're like, actually, I'm gonna pick this other one of the same genre, you know, like, you actually can't do that in here. Here, say, this is the genre of the divine, it doesn't just go, oh, you know, you level 2 and you unlock this, level 3 you unlock that, level 4 you unlock that, and then you can switch between them whenever you want. And they just, the more you level up, the more they get stronger anyway. You can just choose whichever one with the best attributes that suit you best. You know, oh, this has, I don't know, fire attribute, I prefer vines that have fire, whatever the heck. No, that's not it. As you can see, this is Poison Creeper, summons a vine that spreads disease to all its contacts, okay? Then it can turn into a vine that eats corpses and replenishes your life, and require level is 12. And then finally, you can summon a vine that eats corpses and replenishes your mana. Now, of course, you can pick all 3 if you want, and then use all 3 if you want. No one's stopping you. But the way they're built, obviously, is that this one is the strongest out of the 3. And the more ability points you put onto each of them, the stronger they are. So you, even if you put, like, I don't know, 50 ability points on this and you only have 1 ability point in this, obviously, even though this was the initial, you know, the initial start of the abilities, it's still going to be stronger, obviously. So really, it makes the character special to you, depending on which of the abilities you prefer. Now, if you were to pick just this in this whole lot, you wouldn't be able to have access to any of these because the arrows aren't pointing to them. This is you summoning a raven, okay? This gives you access to summoning a wolf, which then gives you access to summoning a dire wolf. Do you get it? It literally, the only thing that will open up abilities for you is to pick a certain ability first. Then there's shape-shifting, same story altogether, except that it will start off with werewolf. Then you can either choose to go into lycanthropy. I think lycanthropy you can pick towards the beginning, because all it is, as you can see, it's a passive ability, and it improves your duration and life when you're in werewolf mode. And then here, then there would be feral rage. But for example, when you look at this, right, this here, transform into a werbear, it has no connection to these whatsoever. The only time they go connected is when this ability comes up, and it's fire claws, which can be applied to both when you're a bear or a wolf. So it's very well thought. And then there's the elemental. Then again, you know, these two are completely disconnected altogether. Until, you know, this ability comes, then this ability is available for both branches. It will depend on you which one you want. You can technically pick all of them if you want, but they're not going to be as strong because you're going to be distributing your ability points all over the gaff. Irish term for all over the place. So really what you want to do is think very thoroughly about where you want to be, you know, how would you say, where you would want your expertise to lie. So would you want it to be in a fire, or would you want it to be in, you know, air and ice and, you know, things like that, storms you could say. In shape-shifting, would you want it to be mainly, you know, wolf related things, or would you mainly want it to be bear related things? It's something, you know, it's something really awesome about Diablo 2 that was just lost in Diablo 3, and it just makes me very sad. Okay, so then we already talked about this tab. Map, no map, map, no map, map, no map. Then let me see, message log would be you press M. We don't really need that at the moment. That's literally just when you're playing online and you're chatting away to people. And then finally Q for quest log. Now at the moment we don't have any quests because we haven't spoken to anyone, we don't know anyone. We just got into Tristram and we're like, whoa, you know, look at all this grassy area with, you know, tiny little or not vans, but whatever what would you call that, carts, tiny little carts, and, you know, little weird portal yoke here where you can't go anywhere, and a little camp here. So I mean, they're living in very poor states at the moment and you can't really go anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're just going to talk to this dude here who wanted to talk to us earlier.
Greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Well, some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lut Gulain before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe she can tell you more.
Well, we should most likely try and talk to Akara then. So, where is Akara? We look at the map. Akara would be here. So, it's the woman that we passed earlier, where there was all the fire and stuff, and she's all dressed in purple. Very, very strange looking.
I am Akara, High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler, to our camp, but I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls. You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel, from which we have guarded the gates to the east for generations,
Sorry, looking for socks.
has
Pretty
been
cold.
corrupted by the evil demoness Andariel. I still can't believe it. But she turned many of our sister rogues against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Now the last defenders of the sisterhood are either dead or scattered throughout the wilderness. I implore you, stranger, please help us. Find a way to lift this terrible curse, and we will pledge our loyalty to you for all time. There is a place of great evil in the wilderness. Kasha's rogue scouts have informed me that a cave nearby is filled with shadowy creatures and horrors from beyond the grave. I fear that these creatures are massing for an attack against our encampment.
I know, they're Mickey
If you
Mouse.
are sincere about helping us, find the dark labyrinth and destroy the foul beasts. May the Great Eye watch over you.
The Great Eye. sounds really creepy, to be honest. I don't want a great eye to watch over me. I'd rather not. Thank you. Okie dokie. Rightio. Let's go see what this cave has for us. Oh look, we have to press Q for quest log. Look for the den in the wilderness outside the rogues' camp. Right, so how do we get out of here? We look at the map. So, the exit is here at the bottom. Ooh. Suddenly,
So
as you
it
can see, these
begins.
are not black anymore. Now, let me just have a look around. Now, the best thing for you to do, or something else I have to explain to you as well, here is the stamina. You press R to toggle whether you want to walk or run, right? Your stamina goes down as you run, which is something else that they took away from Diablo 3, which I was just like, why? It makes it much more realistic, mostly if you're in a pit of demons and they're all coming to get you and you're running away as fast as you can, and you run out of stamina, you're like, fuck! And you have to get out of there, but you can't, and you have to just fight your way out. I think they should have just kept that. I mean, like I said, there were lots of original things in Diablo and Diablo 2, which they took away a lot in Diablo 3. They kept very, very few good things of the game, and it really saddened me a lot when I found that. Even the eeriness, I mean, look at how dark it is. I mean, the light is only just barely around you. Everything else is so dark. This is emitting light, obviously, but everything else is so dark, you know. And it's not like that in Diablo 3. In Diablo 3, it's just,
I need a key.
oh well. In Diablo 3, you can tell where everything is and where you're going, and in fact, there's so much effort put into the graphics that they actually want you to see everything, because then, you know, all the effort that they put in, ooh, stamina shrine, then it's all for naught. So, I mean, I don't know. There's a rumor. Woo! Ah. There is a rumor that, no, I don't know if it's a rumor. It could be a rumor for me just because I've been living under a rock lately, because I've had a lot of work. But from what I understand, if they were to make Diablo 4, hopefully they will keep all the good things of Diablo 2 and, you know, keep the graphics of Diablo 3. 'Cause to be honest, the graphics is really the only thing that I liked about Diablo 3, and I'm not the only one who says that. I really am not the only one who says that. It just, everything else, you know, the music, the eeriness, the attention to detail, and the background sounds, and everything is just, it was toned down a lot just for the looks of it and the easier mechanics, so people could, you know, fly through the game just like any other game these days. I don't know, I think it just beats the purpose of, you know, actually making games. Games should be challenging, not something you just fly through. Which is why the whole Paragon thing, oh, Paragon gazillion million, you know, like, to actually, like, play a decent kind of difficulty, you have to go through hoops, and it's just, nah. You'll see me play Diablo 3 anyway, because, you know, I mean, Diablo, and I like the story of it anyway. Even though, again, that's something else I noticed as well. With this, Diablo 1 and 2, you follow the story of the hero that you're using. With Diablo 3, you're actually following Leah's story, and it's just like, okay. Alright then. I don't know. Hopefully they'll realize, and they will go back to being the original ones. They did kind of just tag along with the imitation. They literally made an imitation of their own games by making their own, the the sequel of their own game. It just makes no sense. Okay, so to walk around, you either click the left click or click the right click. It doesn't really matter. It will matter in the future depending on what ability you have on which side, but that's a discussion for another time. To kill monsters, the best thing to do instead of frantically clicking, if you click on it once and you hold down the button, it'll just keep, you know, the monster selected. So look, if I keep him selected even though I'm pointing the other way, he still wants to kill them. It's just better that way. That way you're not clicking frantically, trying to, or frantically, my god, I can't even speak English today. At least, you know, you're not wasting your time trying to, you know, aim on someone and it's like click click click, but then you're walking around and suddenly you're hitting them again and suddenly you're walking around again. It's like okay. Shut up. Thank you, Rock. You will recognize them eventually if you are going to play this game more often or at all. There will be certain rocks that you will be able to recognize that are actually rocks you can turn over. Sometimes you can still confuse them and you're like, ooh, rock, and then you're like, oh no, that's just a normal rock. But you know, most of the time you'll be able to recognize them. And no, they're not all small. No, they're not. Okay, we are not going to go there at all. Nope. I'm gonna wait for the stamina to go back. Thank you very much. Okay, so where we're actually meant to go is this little cave yoke thingamajig. Right here. Okay. But before we go, we're gonna go back to town because, as you can see, we've got a few things to sell. I love the music. Much better. Okay, so.
Hi there. I'm Charcy, the blacksmith here in camp. It's good to see some strong adventurers around here. Many of our sisters fought bravely against Diablo when he first attacked the town of Tristram. They came back to us true veterans, bearing some really powerful items. Seems like their victory was short-lived, though. Most of them are now corrupted by Andariel.
Is it Andariel or Andariel? God, maybe it's a Kara who's just really posh.
What can I do for you?
Okay, so what you can do for me is buy my stuff. 1 to 5, 1 to 6. You can go as well. Now, oh, actually, no, just repair all my stuff as well too, please. Thank you. Okay. Right, so this is a chipped skull. You will notice coming across, we will come across a lot of items that will have sockets. In the sockets you can put in a different kind of things. I'm leaving it at that because if I say any more I'll ruin it for you. So we're just gonna leave this here. Now these little guys, this is a Scroll Town Portal and this is Scroll of Identity. Now those of you who have played Diablo 3, you will know that there will be some items that will need to be identified for you to actually tell the value of them or the attributes. Once you use them, that's it, they're gone. Bye bye. You're gonna have to buy the books, and you'll know what I mean by buy the books in a minute. Okay, so let's go over to the cave. Oh, before we go over to the cave, actually, look at that, new stats and new skills. So we're gonna go to where the stats are, is where your character is, so C, And your skills is where your skill tree is, so T. So C and T. Now I've got 5 points here, so I'm just going to evenly distribute them. And I'm going to add it to vitality because for the moment we need that a bit more than everything else. Now we've got only one skill choice. Damage 2 to 4, damage 4 to 6. Life 25%, stamina bonus 25%, duration 40 seconds. That's very good. Elemental. Fire damage 3 to 7. 3 to 7, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to put in the werewolf ability. And next, I think I'm going to put in this one because it's clearly stronger than the others. So. Okay, so if you right click now, it turns into a werewolf and he uses a lot of mana. Like loads of mana. But it'll be fine. We don't really need it at the moment. Q for quest log.
So, this is where evil hides.
Kill all the demons in the den. Oh look, there's a mana thing here. Oh, would you look at that. To be fair, he actually is stronger with this. Nice. Just had to change while you were fighting. Oh, for God's sake. Just fly through this. Got an amulet. Woohoo. Trying to do this as fast as possible because he only lasts 40 seconds. There he goes. Okay, got a key. Which will mean that later we can go to that box that was open. Imagine killing that big huge thing in just like 3 hits, like what? How strong do you have to be for that? Jesus. Okay, nothing there. Dead rogue. We're taking. In a way it makes sense, you know, I mean, they're dead rogues, they're not gonna need whatever it is that they've got on them, so you might as well take them. Woo-hoo. Come here, come on. Alright. Carletto, my fucking ass. This is why we call him Carletto, always, because that's what they say all the freaking time, Carletto. Why we, I mean my family and I, who are Italian. Carlo is actually an Italian name, but you could say Carletto in kind of a condescending way. So it fits them. I feel more skillful. Oh, thank you so much for that. so slow, it's really annoying. Okay. Oh, this guy right here. This guy right here. See, they keep reviving these guys all the time. You really do not want to fight these guys and have them like rise up again. They're already a nuisance as they are. You really do not want them rising from the dead. So yeah. I'll leave the blue one for the goodies later. Okay. A slog. 5 monsters remaining. We're going to drink us a mana potion. We are going to distribute these evenly, and then one more we will put it in defense. And then T for skill tree, Firestorm. Oh my god, why is there 5 monsters? There's 4 monsters remaining. Where are they? That's just one, like. Oh, I don't like this at all. This is something that annoys me a lot about this cave. Ah. Okay, so how many do I need? 1. Okay, just the blue guy. Okay, that's good. That's grand. I have stamina potion. No, the one time I want a stamina potion. Stamina, like, you get a lot of potions in Diablo 2 that you really don't need. One of them being the stamina potion, and the one time I want to use it is the one time I don't have it. God damn it. Let me just fix my glasses, because oh, these headphones are atrocious for people who wear glasses. Okay. Thank you. Ew. Okay, so what I'm going to do here.
Is that all of them?
Good day.
Is that all of them? Oh my god. Really? 57. Okay. For a second I scared myself because I didn't know what that sound was. I only just realized it was just me going back to just being me. Okay. And oh look, I've got 2 slots now. See, 2 rows. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move blood potions over there and make these my mana slots. This is amazing. I've got 3 of these. Like, what? It never happens. Maybe it's his, I don't know, his wolf thing. Is it? Does it give a better chance or a bigger chance of like picking stuff up? Oh, it's just stamina bonus. Oh yeah, werewolf receives bonuses from lycanthropy. Oh no, never mind. Oh well. that just means the lycanthropy contributes to this. But that's really weird. It doesn't say anything about transforming into a werewolf and getting like way better items. You never get that many good items like at the beginning like that. You just don't. Oh, I really don't know how that happened. But you know what? Why not? Quest log. Return to Akara for the award. Okay, no problemo. Look at all the light shining through the caves, even though it's like middle of the night. Oh, wrong way. Definitely wrong way. Oh, look at that. New stats. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did dexterity and vitality already, so we're going to do energy. We're going to have to do strength eventually, because, oof, poor strength. Do they need identifying? They do. So we'll go straight over to Akara.
You have cleansed the den of evil. You've earned my trust, and may yet restore my faith in humanity. Your reward is training in the skill of your choice.
Well, thank you very much, milady.
Good day.
Before I do that, trade, talk. No, trade. I'm going to need 2 of these. Defense 6 or boom. Ah, 19% enhanced defense, 1 to dexterity, 5 maximum stamina, heal stamina plus 10%. Whoo, repairs 1 durability in 33 seconds. Thank you. And that was defense 4, so that was, yeah. For a second I was like, wait. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go over... Yeah, 1 second, woman. Put this in here. And in here. Love that sound. And here. Okay. Deposit the money. We are going to sell that 1 potion. We are going to buy these 2. We only have enough for 1. Okay, the other one's 240. We'll get one eventually. That, my friend, is what I meant by the books. This is going to save up a lot of your space. It can contain up to, I think, 20 portals. And the other one then is for the identification thingy-majiggies, and it can contain up to 20 of them as well. Now we're going to train in a skill of our choice. So I'm probably going to be making the werewolf thing a bit stronger. This will make it last longer again, isn't it? Maximum life duration 60 seconds. And the next one is... okay. Yeah. Okay. So, we are going to have to speak to this woman who's following around the place. Look at that. She's so desperate to talk to me. Oh, it's gonna take ages for me to... Oh, no, wait. You didn't hear her speech.
Welcome, Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge the evil that's driven us from our ancestral home. But know this. Akara may be our spiritual leader, but I command the rogues in battle. It will take more than just killing a few beasts in the wilderness to earn my trust.
Why are you following me around then?
My rogue scouts have just reported an abomination in the monastery graveyard. Apparently, Andariel is not content to take only our living. Bloodraven, one of our finest captains in the battle against Diablo at Tristram, was also one of the first to be corrupted by Andariel. Now you'll find her in the monastery graveyard, raising our dead as zombies. We cannot abide this defilement. If you are truly our ally, you will help us destroy her.
Okay then. I will go destroy her. Jesus. Chill out. Okay, that's done. Look for Blood Raven in the burial grounds next to the Cold Plains. Alright then. We are going to come here and put it to a halt, because I just realized it's probably very long. So anyway, by what you just heard there, you know what it is that must be done, and you will find out in the next episode how it will go. So what we're going to do is save and exit the game, and we're gonna go, guys. Sorry. Bye.